Okay, I have a grumble. I hate food commentary.
Welcome to Grumble Goat. I'm Veronique Hurley. This is a show about all the small things that drive Matt insane. This week, it's my grumble. Let's grumble.
Why do we need to comment on our food when it arrives to us? We're obsessed with food. We love food. I mean, food's pretty delicious, so I know why we're obsessed with it. But my point is, why do we need to comment on the food in a negative way, right? Has anyone ever said to you, are you going to eat all of that? What does that mean? Are you going to eat all of that? That's like a lot on your plate. Rude. Rude, even more rude, okay? No one knows what's good for your body except you. You know what's good for your body. And if you want some pancakes, eat those pancakes, okay? If I want a whole large bowl of a salad, I'm going to eat the whole salad, okay? And I'm going to get a side of soup and maybe cheddar and broccoli because it's one of my favorites. So, whoa, back off on the comments of food, okay? This is a good one that I always love. Oh my gosh, this is just too much. It is of a specific generation, and I have to call you out. I apologize. The boomer generation. They just comment on the food constantly. And a part of me thinks that they do this is because they were all taught uniformity. Like, you do this, and you go to college, and you dress like this, and you wear pink and blue, and you can't wear green, whatever, or your socks need to match your tie. Like, I don't know what it is. And I think it's no different with food, I would argue. And it is of a specific generation. They say, oh my gosh, well, this is too much. Oh, well, this is just too much food. I couldn't possibly eat all of this food that's right here that I ordered. Or like, oh my gosh, I'm not that hungry today. Do you want to share with me? And when the food comes, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that we're sharing because this is just too much. It's too much food. Stop. I love you. You love you. So just eat your food, okay? This is the problem I have, though. If there isn't a plentiful amount of food on the table, the immediate response is, well, I thought I was going to get a little more. Chill. Stop with the comments. I hate food commentary, and that's the grumble.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
What?
Grumble, 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 grumble. What's goat?
For the latter half of the show, we'll bring in my lesser half, Matt, for a pretentious look and a segment we call
What's got your goat?
So did we just figure out our summer drink?
I think that's a summer drink.
This is our summer drink. So we have to tell our audience our summer drink.
Okay, well, we're doing our margarita as we normally record with,
Yeah.
but we added our superfood fruit juice cocktail.
Moon booster.
Moon booster.
It's light.
It's delicious.
It's refreshing. Do you know what that would go with?
Grumble?
An Inwood bagel.
Oh.
Yeah, if you haven't.
Oh, yes, my bagel's sitting next to me that I haven't eaten yet. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I surprised you with that Inwood bagel because we love Inwood bagel.
We do. Yeah.
Everyone
Shout
in
out
our
to
neighbor-
Inwood Bagel.
Shout out to Inwood bagel.
It's fantastic. Anybody in Inwood, in the northern tip of Manhattan in New York City, check out Inwood Bagel.
Check out Inwood bagel.
Not a sponsor, just,
We love them.
yeah, they sort of supply the fuel that fuels this comedy energy.
And fuels this grumble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
go
had
ahead.
breakfast, and then you brought me second breakfast.
I brought you second breakfast.
I appreciate that.
As I love you.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
oh my goodness.
Okay. Did it get a little warm in here?
Wow.
It's because we turned off the air conditioner. That's
I'm
why.
flushed. So you haven't eaten the bagel just yet.
I have not. It's sitting right here.
Yes, it's sitting here. I ate my bagel because
You did.
That's how we're feeling. Okay. Anyway, when I have gotten bagels at Inwood Bagel before
Yeah.
and we share it, we usually watch A Closer Look. We watch Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
We love our late night comedy guys.
Love to check in on the late night guys in the early morning.
Yeah. And the ladies.
Right. And
Samantha Bee.
Yeah, we got some B in there.
Yeah. Do we ever talk about our food?
Do we talk about our food?
Yeah.
I think if one of us made something, like sometimes I'll make omelets or sometimes you'll make egg and toast.
Sunday breakfast.
Yeah. Then we'll start and we'll take a few bites as we watch Seth Meyers. And then we'll be like, this is really good.
So good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Matt making Sunday breakfast.
Okay.
It's delicious.
Yeah. That
What do you,
did not fuel this grumble.
No.
This grumble is fueled by Inwood Bagels. Absolutely.
Now, quantity wise, do we ever talk about like, how much food we make. I know.
Oh, babe, now we're traveling down a dangerous road here.
Yeah.
This is a treacherous path we have chosen.
Oh, where are we going here?
We've talked about quantity of food. The thing is, I normally make the quantity of food that will feed 2 people.
Yeah.
When I make lunch or
you
breakfast.
are very good at the portion control.
When you make breakfast or lunch or dinner, you make enough to feed 7 or 8
7 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love cooking food, and I definitely have an issue with portions.
Yeah.
Because I get so excited.
I mean, I understand why. Like, visually, a 2-person portion of pasta looks small before you cook it.
So small.
A 2-person portion of rice looks small before you cook it.
Yeah. Well, there's a fear that I have inside that says, oh my gosh, we're not going to have enough food. We're not going to have enough food. So then I add a little bit extra because I think to myself, wait a minute, we can put it in the refrigerator if we don't need it.
Well, there's always that. There's always the leftovers.
Now, you don't tend to eat leftovers all the time.
I don't. And it's because when I'm just feeding myself, I'm just like, let's throw some calories in Matt. So just boom, boom, some frozen veggies in a pot and I'm done.
I like how humble you're being right now because you love your seasoning. So don't you tell me that you don't think about flavor when you are spicing up your food.
Yeah. I love seasoning. I never hesitate with salt.
Salt.
I'm all about the salt. Salt enhances every flavor. I'm all about the salt. And
you taught me about salt.
I'm all about spicy as well. Oh, douse it with garlic powder, onion powder. Throw some turmeric and paprika on there. Oh my God.
Yum, yum, yum in my tongue.
Do not hesitate to use spices. They're fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually learned how to make soup from you also. Yeah, you are a master soup maker.
I love soup. Just throw all your frozen vegetables in there, mince up some garlic, maybe a brick of bouillon. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Now, say you made delicious soup, Sunday breakfast. Maybe you threw in some garlic bread just for fun.
Oh my gosh. Now see, now already you're making a recipe for 7.
I know, because it's delicious and I love options.
When we have guest grumblers over, there's like a 6-course meal on the table.
Oh yeah. It's also something that says, hey, we appreciate you. We're paying you in our prosperity of food and generosity.
Because the Grumble budget is
it's low. So, anytime you want to join our Patreon, you will get extra content and you will fuel our podcast.
Oh my gosh. Ever the salesman.
Now,
again, Inwood Bagels. Delicious bagels every day but Monday.
Yes, not on Monday. They're closed. So, if you were to present this delicious food and someone was like, oh my gosh, it's too much, how would you feel?
Okay. Okay. I smell where this is going. I can smell what Veronique is cooking.
That's right. I'm cooking up something good over here.
Yeah. No, it's when you're a guest at somebody's home and they present you a dinner, it's best not to say, this is way too much.
Yeah.
If you're a guest in somebody's home or if somebody's treating you to a meal, it's best not to say insults.
Now, is this because you're from the Midwest?
No, I think that's general human decency. Don't know. If somebody presents you food, you say, my goodness, thank you. This looks delicious.
Yeah.
Anything further than that, and you're digging yourself a hole.
We don't need that,
Yeah.
right? Now, how do you feel about when you're in a restaurant and you order food?
Okay, when I'm in a restaurant and I order food,
give me a play-by-play.
I mean, there's a lot that goes into that.
Okay.
If I'm sitting down and I'm hungry and I know what I want, boom, I order that.
What restaurant are we at?
To me, the default restaurant is like a pub, like a burger.
Yeah,
pub.
that new American
that's the
food.
default. So I picture myself sitting down, I look at the burger options, and I'm like, I'll pick one of those. Boom, I tell the waiter.
Now, are you concerned about how much meat comes on your burger? Is that something that you take note of?
Well,
do you say, that's a hunk of meat? Or oh, look at that rack. You got ribs.
I often at restaurants say, look at that rack, but I'm not looking at the beef at that moment.
You're looking at me.
That's the one.
That's the one. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Where does this grumble come from?
Oh.
Does your mother have things to say about food presented to her?
I think my mother's generation has something to say about food.
Yeah. There's always comments there.
There's always comments on the food. The food was either really great or it was too much.
Yeah.
Or both.
Oh, this is so much. Oh, this is so much. Or are you eating all of that?
Yeah, what is that?
And I mean, I don't think our generation is immune from that.
No, we've heard it so many times that I think we refuse to do it unless we're playing the game.
Yeah, I've seen on the internet. They have these things called memes.
Oh my gosh!
And I've seen more than one meme cover the topic. The only people complaining at customer service places are the boomers.
The boomers.
Yeah.
Well, they love to get what they want when they want it.
Whereas our generation are more polite. We don't expect anything to be handed to us. And when somebody hands us something, we're like, thank you.
Thank you.
This is great.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I asked you for something and you brought it to me. That's more than expected.
Yeah.
Life is hard. And thank you.
Yeah.
For bringing that to me.
I just want to feel love for my food.
I ordered something entirely different, but you still brought me food. Thank you. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be a major focus.
So that's
which is often another thing that the generation before ours is keen on doing is as soon as a thought enters their mind, it's screamed out into the air.
It's screamed out into the air.
Where's my plate?
Oh my, yeah. It's like there is an immediate reaction to the thought that dropped in.
As opposed to trusting that, like, I am at a restaurant, I'm paying somebody else to take care of all the service.
Yeah.
I trust them to handle the service aspect of this.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me about last night. It was a lovely couple came in. They had their son who was sleeping, and they put him in the lane of traffic. And I went up and I suggested,
sorry, in a live lane of traffic.
Yes. A lot of people were going to be passing by.
Oh, but, like people walking through tables.
Yes.
Not car traffic.
Oh,
we're not talking
gosh,
left them
no.
on the street.
Oh my gosh, no.
Do you want to check that in code check? No, our baby? No, we'll just leave that on the street.
No, yeah. In the lane of walking in the restaurant traffic.
Okay.
When I was clearing their plates, they wouldn't let me do it. Right? They were like, oh, okay. Oh, no, I can keep this. And I said, hey, wait a second. This is your time for me to take care of you.
Oh.
You take care of this little one who's sleeping, but now it's my turn to take care of you.
You know, I've read that in France, parents will often just leave the stroller outside. Like they'll go into the cafe to have coffee and croissants or whatever they have in France.
Oh my gosh.
But they leave the strollers outside. And so there'll be like a row of strollers with babies in them.
Oh my gosh.
Outside the cafe.
I love that.
Yeah.
Can we go to France so I can watch this happen?
Oh, you want to go to France to watch this happen?
I definitely want to witness this.
You're going to take a baby.
I'm definitely not taking a baby.
You're going to take a baby.
I'm not a baby snatcher.
You're going to walk away with a baby.
I mean, I do kind of want a baby, but I'm saying I won't take a baby.
And then I read an article where a lady from France was visiting New York City.
Oh my gosh.
And like put the stroller right against the cafe wall outside on the sidewalk and just walked into the cafe and she got arrested.
Oh my gosh, of course she did. Of course in America they're like, that's child negligence.
Like, you can't parent the way you parent in your country. You're under arrest.
You have to watch your child every second.
You have to. Yeah, it's almost like law enforcement is requiring us to be helicopter parents at this, day and age.
I mean, in Paris, people are walking and sitting out in the cafe. So that if they see something weird, there's like a million witnesses.
Sure, but also, I don't think baby theft is as common as the news media in America would have us believe.
Amazing.
I think
you don't think
baby theft is very rare.
You don't think like they're not just snatching babies left and right.
Oh, yeah. Everybody. Yeah, there's baby snatchers out there hiding in the shadows.
The thing about having a baby is it's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. Could you imagine a thief? Somebody that's not willing to work for whatever they want to achieve. A thief is somebody that's going to snatch a baby and then, like, feed it 6 times a day?
Right.
Wake up every 2 hours in the middle of the night to
I'm
feed
going to raise
baby?
you like me.
Yeah. You have my baby now. See? I don't want to go through the work. And then all of a sudden it's crying at 3 a.m. and the thief's like, ah.
All right, go home. Go home, kid.
All right, kid, you're free. Go.
Get out of here.
Just go. Speaking of boomers and baby responsibility.
They didn't have any?
So every family had like 12 babies.
Oh my
That's why they're the baby
gosh.
boomers. And so now they never got personalized attention.
Oh,
They weren't, like
no.
nowadays we think of baby as something that needs individual responsibility, but if you hear the boomers, like my uncles talk about, like, oh, if you wanted to eat, you had to be fast to the dinner table.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like they didn't make enough food for everybody. They just put down a plate of food.
So that's wild that now they're like, oh my gosh, this is too much.
They're like, oh, this could feed all of my siblings.
Right.
I need to share. I don't know how to have a whole plate to myself.
I don't know how to have a whole plate to myself, but I could argue against that they absolutely do know how to have a whole plate by themselves.
Well, yeah.
How do you feel about food waste?
I was just talking to a chef at work about this yesterday.
There we go.
And that will be a forthcoming Grumble. I'll do a whole episode about it. But for now, let me just say, when I first started working in catering, I had to come to terms with how much waste there, as somebody that doesn't own a car, as somebody that's always conscious of the earth.
We're trying
to join the catering team and see how much food goes in the garbage every single day at a catering event. It's just like in the Great Hall of the Kings of Europe.
Yeah.
You know, they would have a feast hall where they would just have an outrageous plate full of all sorts of roast goose and duck and chickens and pigs and horses and cows all over the platter. Meanwhile, just outside, the servants were starving. Yeah, munching on
rats. I don't know. Something.
Yeah, on rats. Exactly. So it's the same thing now. It's just we call it, it's like we've built a society where we disguise it as like everybody has minimum wage.
Oh my gosh.
But no, it's still the wealthy gorging on a huge amount of food. And then the people serving that food are the ones that go home and have to find a way to pay rent.
Ratatouille. Is that
okay? No.
Is that because they put rats in the stew?
Yep, that's it. That's what ratatouille is named for.
Ratatouille.
Because in French, the word for rat is definitely rat.
I see what you're doing here. Because I was curious about how they would cook a rat and how they would season it. Salt, pepper.
Paprika, turmeric. You got yourself a rat stew right there.
You got yourself a rat stew. I mean, just put some water in it, take off the tail.
I'd like to call it a ratatouille.
Excellent. But is it too much?
Well, it feeds 7.
No!
Hungry boomers.
That's a big rat.
The stew.
The stew, right? Potatoes.
Yeah,
we have
the
potatoes.
Rat doesn't feed 7.
That's
Only
right.
the lucky person gets to break the rat tail and make a wish.
Oh my gosh! Does it even break? I hate that. I want to vomit right now. Disgusting. I could go for another summer beverage.
This has been a bonus episode of Grumble Goat.
Thanks for listening.
I'm Veronique Hurley.
I'm Matt Labodka. Please subscribe.
You hate when people say, please subscribe.
Grumble, 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 grumble. We had breakfast, and then you brought me second breakfast.
Boom.
Thanks for listening. And while I have your attention, if you've been enjoying the show, don't forget to leave a review, and don't forget to Grumble Goat responsibly and share with a friend.